What is up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video. So I am back from my little mini vacation. I hope y'all did okay in the battle ranking. Sorry I wasn't able to make a video for that, but just did not have the time. I mean, I was out of town for a couple days, so you know, enjoyed myself. Brought my Nintendo Switch 2 with me, and yeah, nice chill little time. But anyway, we're gonna go through the new content update this week. It's pretty big one. Couple banners actually go through. The first one is the new featured banner featuring Yuffie. So let's check this one out right now. She has the rocker outfit. This thing looks kind of badass, I'm not gonna lie. I actually love how this looks. Like she even got like different nails, like rings, the headphones, the chain, like the jacket. I think this looks pretty dope, man. I really love the aesthetic on this one. So the physical and magic ward, you get 10 points, so that means you get 15% on the physical and magic defense boost, pretty standard nowadays. And then you get the Frostspell Arcanum HP plus. You're getting ice ability damage plus 30%, and then attack stance max, magic ability plus 20%, and then HP plus 15%. So these are like these new super Arcanums that we've been getting recently. This does power creep her little red wreath costume, which kind of annoys me because I did redeem that, but I mainly redeemed it for the aesthetic purposes. But yeah, this is a better costume than that is now for her ice setups. So yeah, very, very strong. Let's check out this Rocker's Guitar though, because this is a very interesting weapon here. So at base copy, we're getting 320% magic ice damage, single enemy. Also, when 50% HP or more, applies exploit weakness all allies, 20%, 20 seconds, increase command gauge 10%. So yeah, based on this C ability here, that's pretty insane because this is the first time we've had a weapon that can do exploit weakness AOE. Someone can cast it on another character. Pretty big deal because there's a couple DPSs in this game currently, Cloud and Vincent, that do not have any kind of way to get exploit weakness, and now Yuffie can give it to them while also giving it to herself. So I think that's pretty awesome. So yeah, let's look at more of this weapon. Our abilities are magic attack and magic ability potency, so this can go with any of her magic builds. She technically only has one big strong magic DPS build right now, and that's her ice one. She does have a wind one, but that's more of like kind of a support DPS. But anyway, keep going here. Magic attack boost, and circle sigil boost are the support materia slots. At OB1, we're getting 380% magic ice damage. Also, exploit goes to 25 seconds, and 32-15 on the R abilities. 500% at OB6 with the 30% now on the exploit weakness and the 30 seconds, and 20% command gauge now. And OB10. 4639, 600% magic ice damage with the exploit weakness for 40 seconds now instead of the 30 potency is where it maxes out at. Increased command gauge 20%. So off the bat, you can kind of see the exploit weakness is kind of a little bit on the weaker side. I think it's the same as what her rebirth weapon. Did that go to 30% as well? A little bit on the lower end when it comes to exploit, but she can cast it on any character, which is really cool, including herself. So if you did not get Birds of Prey, you technically can get a exploit weakness weapon now for Yuffie, as well as, you know, an exploit weakness that you can give to any other character, any other DPS character in the game. So that's pretty awesome. Really, really cool for a featured banner weapon. You know, this is not limited. Really, really cool. So yeah, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So technically you can run this in the offhand for her magic ice build. So you'd still run little red wreath as her like DPS weapon in the main hand, and then you run this offhand for her ice build. You can give her exploit weakness to herself, as well as giving exploit weakness to someone else that, you know, another ice DPS, like you know, like a Sephiroth if you don't have the Odin one, you know, the Odin weapon, or what? Magic ice DPSs. Is it just Sephiroth, really? Sephiroth and Yuffie at the moment? I assume maybe Cloud might get one soon. I don't know. We'll see in the future. But yeah, she gives exploit to anybody though. So that's another way you can use her too. Let's actually look at the wish list now. So the way I thought of this is you would build her as her just like a good ice DPS. So you'd run Little Red Wreath in the main hand, new weapon for exploit in the offhand, and then you'd just build her like, you know, as an ice DPS. So you get the Sawed Off GS for the boost attack, magic ability potency. You could do Kath Palug for the magic attack and mainly just the big ice potency. You don't really need the magic attack because you're getting so much of it from her 2 weapons already, but this is the only weapon that has a 52 ice potency, aside from like, I think there's like one other weapon I think, but the other R ability is kind of worthless on that one as well. And then you just do like boost attack, boost ability potency, or you could do more ice potency. But yeah, like Eric's weapon here, boost attack, ice potency. So you'd still build her as like a regular ice DPS with the ability to give exploit to herself and someone else, or you could just have her as a pure support where you're using her exploit weapon just to give it to like someone that can't get exploit, like a Cloud, Vincent, whatever, and then her other weapon would just be whatever she needs for the particular battle. So this in particular, she has actually has a decent amount of support weapons. So she gives exploit to someone else, as well as boosting command gauge, as well as doing B attack is decreased, physical defense up, AoE. She can do wind resist down, magic defense down. She can do physical attack up. She can do magic attack up. She can do elemental resist down, so ice, fire, and lightning, these 3 weapons. So that's the way I see this new support weapon of hers is. You can use it as, you know, for her magic oriented builds when it comes to DPS. She mainly only has the ice one right now, and this is kind of like a sub DPS, the wind one. Or you build her as a pure support, where she is just helping another DPS get exploit, as well as kind of helping the party do whatever else. So if you want to do, you know, for survivability, P attack down, physical defense down, or elemental resist down to help the DPS, magic attack up to help the DPS, physical attack up to help the DPS. So yeah, that's the way I see this Yuffie build. This Yuffie weapon can be used. Use it for her DPS builds. Use it as a pure support build. So yeah, pretty cool. And it is featured, so that means you can wishlist this weapon, you know, anytime you want. You can, once the banner goes away, you can wishlist it. It's not limited. So that is pretty cool. If you have her little Red Wreath costume already, I don't think it's super necessary to pull on this banner. Also, this weapon here is very guild battle centric. It's going to be magic ice for this guild battle. And yeah. Having this weapon here will definitely help her as a DPS if you're running a little Red Wreath in the main hand. So yeah, it's very strong, and plus she can technically use this exploit on, you know, on a different character, maybe in your secondary ice DPS character like Sephiroth. But technically you might not even need to do that with Sephiroth if you have his limited Odin weapon. So yeah, it is interesting because there are other DPSs that already have exploit, but if you did skip on those banners, this is, you know, a way of getting exploit on those characters. You know, like Yuffie, or like Tifa, Sephiroth that already have exploit. She can give it to them with this new weapon, and that is pretty cool. And it helps Cloud and Vincent, who don't have exploit at all at this point, you know, if you want to use her in that support character role. But yeah, you don't really need to pull on this, I feel, if you're, you know, if you're limited, if you're a free to play or a light spender, especially if you have her little Red Wreath costume. I assume a lot of people probably grabbed it with their anniversary voucher. I did, like I said, because I actually just love the aesthetic on it. But yeah, this is just pretty much a little bit of a power creep version of that costume. So yeah, it is really cool. The weapon here, I don't think is going to be extremely helpful for Guild War unless you push it to OB6. And that's another downside to this banner, I feel. So you're going to have to pull a little bit deep or get very lucky to get good use out of this weapon for Guild War that's coming up next week. So that's another downside to it. So if you are like light spender or free to play and you don't care about Guild Battle, I think it is easier to just skip this banner at the moment if you don't care about the costume. So yeah, that is pretty much my thoughts on Yuffie here. You have until July 9th, decent amount of time if you want to pull in this or not. We are probably going to get one more banner associated with Guild War coming up next week, so I would say wait for that, see what comes up from that. It is featured again, so you can wishlist the weapon. So yeah, let me know what y'all think of this Yuffie weapon, this Yuffie banner. Are y'all going to pull on it? You're all going to skip? Let me know in the comments below. So, all right, let's go through the rest of the content here, the rest of the notices. We actually had a decent amount of updates here, so I didn't cover this last time, but Guild Battle, like I said, Guild Battle 12 is on June 18th. It is going to be focused on Magic Ice. It's probably going to be the same enemy again, that Ginatak bastard, so that's why this weapon has command gauge on it, because he does decrease your command gauge. So that's why Yuffie seems like she's going to be very Guild Battle focused. But if you don't use Yuffie, you got Magic Ice Sephiroth, you got Magic Ice Zack, so there are some other options as well. Alright, that is Guild Battle 12. So next thing here, Final Fantasy 6 Crossover Reawakened campaign is on now. You get the free daily 10 pull, up to 140 draws, login bonus. Every day you get the little custom Reawakened box that can get 5 Mithril Ingot and 10 Mako Gems. Let's see, let's check that out. I did get one of these just by logging in just now. Or wait. No, never mind. No, then they give you actual weapon parts again. Oh, cool. So you get the weapon parts for the 4 characters. So yeah, man, I stockpile these. I don't use any of these until I absolutely need these weapon parts. So yeah, these are really, really nice to have. Just log in, get these free weapon parts, and yeah, man, these are starting to add up after a while. Really, really cool. So yeah, we did get a free 10 draw. Yeah, let's do it. It is Wednesday, double rate Wednesday. I better get some good luck here. All right, we got 2. We got Yuffie and Lucia. 2 weapons. Okay, that weapon's OB10, and this weapon is dog shit, but at least I don't have an OB10, so there is that. All right, but all right, that is, yeah, the FF6 event is going on right now. Okay, so let's actually go into the events here. I think I got top 50 in the battle ranking, by the way, by not really trying too hard. Alright, so Cackling Court Mage Kefka. It's your typical event, man. But I guess you can run through the story again. I'm assuming nothing's really changed with it. So you got the solo, you got the co-op. You have these things where you can do the earth, water, and wind magicites to get these materia recipes. It does expire, what, July 4th? I guess the recipe expires as well. I remember the last time they did this, it was limited. So, yeah. Anyway, the weapons in here, you got Kefka Collar, Cyan's Blade. Who are the weapon parts you can get here? Oh, you can get Red 13 and Angel weapon parts, 100 of each. That's really, really nice. Really good. You get Blizzard Blow for the Blizzard and Blizzard Blow triangle sigils, materia, synthesis, recipes. You get your ingots, your free 5-star ruin materia, 5-star gotcha ticket, attacker memories, tank memories, gotcha tickets, your typical stuff to farm. So knock all that out by just doing the event. And then we are getting a Kefka escalation challenge. So I assume, 1 through 15, typically pretty easy. Then I assume 20s are level 20 is going to be pretty hard, but definitely attempt the escalation challenge because the exchange in these escalation challenges are really, really nice. Get free premium draw tickets, so definitely attempt those if you can. Oh yeah, escalation challenge, just went right through it. Yuffie, new banner. The Reawakened draw is on now, so yeah, we can check out these banners as well for FF6, the crossover. So how is this stamp card gonna go? So yeah, you're gonna have to go a page every 4 pages if you want all the costumes. If you did pull on FF6, a couple of the characters early on, you can technically come back and get the other costumes that you missed. But these costumes I feel are somewhat dated. I want to check out this gear voucher, see what they actually improved with these costumes here. So let's go into the exchange. All right, so I already have Terra and Edgar attire. Let's see. Can I look at this? So it's 15 points into physical and magic ward. I think that's all they did, was this increase the physical and magic defense on these costumes, and that was it. This sucks. Physical ability command gauge plus 15%. This is not very good nowadays, since a lot of the Arcanums come with this at 20% already, so this is not anything special nowadays. Same thing with Tifa. She has the same thing. Physical ability mastery 15%. You know, it's meh. So essentially all they did was just add an extra 5% to the defense on all these costumes, I think. So meh, kind of underwhelming. I think they did change the weapons though, so I'll go into the weapons here now. Wow, look at all these try-ons. So Lock Sword, I feel like this weapon has not gotten much use ever since it released. It is pretty decent. I mean, the thing that they improved with it here is, I think, let's see. Okay, it goes mid to mid. Okay, so it is 3 ATB now. It was 4 ATB before, so that is pretty nice. As well as you only have to cast it one time at OB6 to get the high. That's actually a pretty decent improvement for this weapon. So yeah, you can run this in the offhand for any of Cloud's these three builds for Cloud. He does have a physical fire, ice, and lightning builds. His ice one was limited though. You running this in the offhand. It has good R abilities for boost attack and boost ability potency, and yeah, you can boost the elemental potency in the offhand as well as getting good R abilities. But you know, nowadays we actually have characters that can boost the elemental potency of, you know, these elements, so it's not, this weapon is not that great. The thing with this weapon here, man, a lot of the end-game content, a lot of the guild battles, things like that, I have hardly ever seen this weapon being used with Cloud. Mainly it's because I don't ever see Cloud being used because he's fallen so far behind as a DPS. But yeah, I think Locksword is one of the weaker weapons in this, but it did get a decent improvement. I mean, one less cast as well as only 3 ATB now is pretty nice. So that is the Locksword. Tifa, Sabin Claws, I think was an easy skip for a lot of people too, because it's just, you know, the typical 40,000 AOE damage, the static damage. It does have the good R abilities, again, 6239, but that's pretty much all it really was. You know, we had the Bahamut Claws at the time, the Bahamut Greatsword for Cloud that was doing this already, so I think a lot of people skipped this thinking like, you know, this wasn't anything special. I think a lot of people hated the costume as well on Tifa, so they skipped it. So yeah, physical attack, magic attack up is nice, but she's literally already getting that from her ultimate weapon if you have her ultimate weapon, like passively. And plus, you know, you can have support characters that do this type of thing, you know, like an Aerith, or, you know, so many characters at this point that can boost speed attack and M attack. So I felt like Sabin Claws is like really not special. I've seen it used in some kind of content, you know, but it's pretty rare as well. A lot of time people run Blue Daffodil with Tifa when it comes to her offhand weapon. Alright, so Aerith, I think this is the weapon I've honestly used the most, but even then it's like not used a ton. But having an elemental imperil weapon for Aerith, even at one copy, it was actually really good, because you're getting mid to high. You can get up to high with just one copy for 3 elements down. So I think this is a really nice weapon for Aerith. This is the one I got the most use out of. Oh, I mean, I only pulled on 2 weapons, but I used Aerith's for so much content, and this weapon has come in handy for some, whoops, sorry, sorry, for some specific content. So yeah, I like this weapon. I think it is worth at least grabbing a copy. Getting to OB6 is actually pretty good too. High off the bat, 3 different elements. Boost HP, buff debuff extension, pretty decent R abilities. So yeah, I like the Terror Rod. And the Sephiroth weapon, Edgar's Coil Blade, this is just a straight up water DPS weapon. It was, if you had this OB10 for the last guild battle, you're probably doing pretty well. Nowadays, since it is limited, I don't think it's super necessary to pull on it. It did get a 62 magic attack now, so that is pretty cool. It was 46 before. But the damage is exactly the same as it was before. I don't think Aerith's weapon was changed at all. Yeah, I think this is exactly the same as it was before. It might, I think she got more HP now on the R ability. Yeah, it might be that. But yeah, the Sephiroth weapon, if you have a built out Bunny Gloves Tifa, I don't think this is super necessary. Especially we just went through Magic Water content with the Guild War, so we're probably not going to need Magic Water content again. If you're a Sephiroth main and you really want this weapon, then yeah, feel free to pull on it. But like I said, we already have other featured Magic Water DPSs in this game, and Tifa is really, really good. So yeah, that's the Sephiroth weapon. If you like on Magic Water, go for it. And you like Sephiroth, go for it. But like I said, Tifa, we already have it. Magic Water. So that's pretty much the 4 banners here. Is the Aerith weapon? It looks like Aerith's Jubilation is actually featured on this. So let's check that out real quick. Yeah, so Aerith's Princess Guard is actually on this banner, so you do have a chance to get her ultimate weapon on this stamp card. So that's actually pretty neat. And they actually did put all these 11 million download gear vouchers on these stamp sheets too, so you can, you know, well, it's only for the first page, but you can get some and, you know, get those past costumes or redeem toward weapon parts, you know, do as you please. But yeah, set the weapons you want in here. You only get a couple guarantees here. You get 3 guarantees here, and I believe, whoops. Is that it? You get 3 year 2 and you get 3 year 2. So yeah, if you really want to go crazy with FF6, you can do that. I feel most of these weapons don't get a lot of use, or they're just kind of dated nowadays. The costumes are definitely dated in my opinion. But yeah, if you want to go back, get some of these costumes or get some of these weapons, I do think the Aerith weapon is, at least having a copy of it, is very useful. Other than that, a lot of these other weapons I feel have not gotten much use when it comes to like the harder content and whatnot. So I think it's easy skip, and we are getting other collaborations in the future, like the Dragon Quest one they already announced in I think next month, or it might be the month after. But there is a lot more limited content coming in the future, so I feel it is wiser to save your crystals. But you know, if you don't care about the meta, you don't care about all that stuff, you just want cool fits, you know, feel free to pull. So yeah. All right, so that kind of covers it for the FF6 crossover banner. I'm glad FF6 came back because, you know, actually run through all this content again. It is a neat little event, and yeah, it's always good when crossovers come back, just in case people are newer to the game, want to get some of these weapons, want to re-experience the event. Yeah, they now have that option since it is active. All right, so what is this? 3 times only crossover special draw. Is that on the special? Okay. It is a paid draw, so you need 3,000 red crystals. 3 times only. 5-star weapon guaranteed from the lottery box. Also, Final Fantasy VI limited weapons are featured. Not exactly sure what this means. No ultimate weapons will appear in this draw, but you do get the lottery box, I guess, from each pull. I don't know. It is 3,000 red crystals, so that is an extremely pricey amount. So yeah, I feel like any limited, or you know, any light spender or free to play is, you know, that's not going to be an option for them. And like I said, I think most people already got, if you're a whale, you probably already got all these weapons OB10 anyway the first time around, so I'm not sure how good that draw is going to be. But yeah, we also have First Soldier Episode 2, Chapter 4, which is, you know, pretty cool. More story content. This is getting pretty good, this story. You did kick that guy's Masamune's ass last time. Hopefully we don't have to fight him again. So tired of fighting that guy, for real, dude. I hate that enemy. All right, so I think that kind of covers it for all the updates. We got FF6, we got escalation challenges, we got new banner, we got the return of the FF6 banners and costumes, weapons. Yeah, or let me know. Are y'all gonna pull on the Yuffie banner, or are y'all gonna pull on some of the FF6 stuff that you missed? Let me know in the comments section below. So yeah, that is gonna do it for this update in Ever Crisis. If y'all found this video helpful, entertaining, fun, or you like my Ever Crisis content, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.